Hello everyone, myself Subhrata Saha. I am the faculty of Dr. Sudhir Chandra Suri Institute of Sports Complex and Department of Automobile Engineering. So my today's topic is on the drum brake. As previous lecture, I discussed on the various type of brakes like drum brake, disc brake, and power brakes, parking brakes. So all kind of types of brakes are known to us, and now and also with we was discussed on the topic on the how what is brake and how the brake is works. So now we are going to discuss on the topic of drum brake. So what is drum brakes? There are two types of drum brakes, such as an extremely contracting and internally expand these shoes, and the drum brakes can operate. And external contracting brakes are preferred for automatic gearbox, and the internal expanding type along with the drum is commonly used in braking systems of the vehicle. The drum brakes used with light vehicles and are hydraulically operated also, and these brakes are commonly used for the rear wheels and the disc brakes are generally used in the front wheels. The disc or drum layout permits the front wheels to undertake more braking efforts. In addition, the compatibility of the mechanical handbrake with a drum brake makes this type an obvious option for these rear brakes. So various shoes arrangement are including leading and trailing shoes, two leading shoes, or duo servo type of braking. So these are the types of braking shoes, and these shoes forced out against the drum by wheel cylinder pistons, and spring returned when the pressure released, and often it fitted with self-adjuster to compensate for wear of the shoes. Usually it contains also in parking brake, and the shoes pushes against the drum by the lever actions, and often used on all wheels in 1960s. So drum brakes was introduced in 1960s and only used on rear brakes now, and suppressed by the rear disc in many cases also. So these are the picture of the drum brake. What are the component? You can see here, this is the drum which is attached to the wheel, and this is the back plate. In there anchor pin is situated, and this is the parking brake lever. That, as I told earlier, that the parking brake we are using this parking brake at the time of parking, and these are the brake shoe lining. This is the brake shoe lining, and this is the brake shoes. So these are the all the components. This is the wheel cylinder, and one master cylinder can operate this wheel cylinder, 4 wheel cylinders. So these are the component, and these springs, this is the return springs, and this hold down spring, hold down cup, hold down pin, and adjuster lever. So these are the main component of the drum brakes. Okay. What where I was on the topic on the leading and trailing shoes. The leading and trailing shoes brake is the arrangement which uses a pair of shoes pivoted at a common anchor point, and the free end of the both shoes are radially forced against the inside surface of the brake drum, which using a double piston cylinder expander. Okay, so these are a double cylinder expansion is needed, and when the brake is applied with the vehicle stationary, the hydraulic pressure pushes the each shoes outward and the equal force is applied by each shoe to the drum, but this applied force does not remain equal when the vehicle is moving. The drag of the moving drum on the friction lining causes one shoe to be applied hard and the other shoe pushes toward the off position. A shoe that does more work is called the leading shoes, and the other shoes that is not work too many times, that is called the trailing shoes. Okay. The rate of lining wears of leading shoes is higher as it does more work than the trailing shoes. Therefore, the leading shoe reaches its wear limits well before the trailing shoes, and unless a thicker lining is used, if the direction of the drum is reversed, the leading shoe, however, is converted into the trailing shoes. And the unequal wear pattern can be taken up by the floating pistons in the wheel cylinders in some layout as, and the otherwise some provisions is incorporated to adjust the brake shoe so that they are always centralized with respect to the drums. Okay, so these are the trailing and leading shoes. Now some nomenclatures are there also. That is the position of shoe teeth, the movement of the leading edge of the friction lining toward the hydraulic expander increases the self-serve actions, and the coefficient of friction of the lining that increase in the value increase the value of mu also increase the self-servo actions. And another point is position of the shoe anchor. The movement of the anchor forwards the center of the drums increase the self-servo actions. Okay, so the leading and trailing shoe brake has a large self-servo characteristics that develops high braking power. That means it has a large drum rack for given application for force. This is made possible due to the use of energy from drum rotation to minimize the effort applied by the shoes expansion. Okay, and because of the self-servo action really realize that on the friction, any fall off in the friction value seriously affects braking performance, and normally this happens when serious brake fade occurs. Okay, Another drawback of using the self high servo features, that is that the changes in braking power occurs with the uh, variation of applied force to the shoes. The ratio of drum drag to the applied force should be constant, and this provides a progressive braking actions. And when this is not the case, not in this that case, as 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 many of leading and trailing shoes brake used in the past, the brake power increases with the pedal pressure, often locking the brake without warming. Now, what are the application of the drum brakes? Okay, it founds in some rear brakes applications. It has good initial stopping characteristics. Inexpensive mechanical parking brake, dual servo drum brake, and you have to remember that thing, that this drum brake costing or maintenance cost or initial cost, whatever you can say, that is very cheap, that is very inexpensive and ready, easy to repair the drum brake. You can repair your drum brake anywhere, any roadside garage also. There is no complication, very simple and easy process. And next point is self energizing, and during the stopping the leading shoe digs into the drum brakes. Next one is the servo action, the small force applied to make larger force, which can be possible in the drum brake. And leading trailing brakes. And next one is non-servo brake with anchor at bottom end of each shoes. Now, working principle of the drum brake. In some cases also the two leading shoes can be used. In some cases, in the two leading shoe system, it was used in the front brakes of the vehicle before the adoption of the disc system. Okay, and each of shoes arrangement uses its own expander, therefore both shoes can have self servo actions. An interlinking pipe fitted behind the back plate, which provides an equal hydraulic pressure to the each single acting cylinders. Since the cylinder housing act as a shoe anchor for the floating shoes, and the cylinders are rigidly fixed to the back plate. So these are the two leading type of shoe, type of drum brakes. Two leading types of drum brakes, and one is one leading and one trailing, and another is two leading type of leading shoe type of drum brakes. Now, and leading trailing shoe brake offers and some following advantage over the two leading shoes braking system. What are the advantage of two leading trailing shoe? Even lining in lining wear, because of both shoes perform an equal amount of work, the brake runs cooler, needing a relatively less adjustment and has a long life. Its lifetime can be increased or greater than the two leading type of shoes, and equal self-servo action. Two effective shoes provide a more powerful and stable brakes. That is one of the another advantage. Two leading shoes type of brake. And another point is greater resistance to the brake fade. Is both the shoes share the braking equally, the self-servo action on the shoe can be reduced so that the more progressive braking action, which is less sensitive to heat, can be achieved. And one disadvantage of this two leading shoes type of braking system is that unless a special double acting linkage is incorporated and both shoes change to trailing shoes during the backward movement of the car. And to compensate for this problem, leading and trailing shoe or type of brake are used used in the rear brakes. Okay, so these are the leading shoe, one leading, one trailing, and two leading shoes type of braking system. Now we are coming to that point, the working of the drum brake. And these shoes press against the rotating surface, and in this system that surface is called the drum. Okay, shoes and drum, these two surfaces are on the actions. Drum brake also has an adjuster mechanism and an emergency brake mechanism and lot of springs like retainer springs, pressure springs. These are the spring, return spring, adjusting lever. So these are the components which are used in the drum brake. The shoes are pulled away from the drum by shipping when the brakes are released. Oh, one more thing. Oh, there is another type of braking system that is duo servo braking system, and this brake arrangement is known as also self-energizing brake. And also this is the very powerful brake, and it is very effective to reduce the severely with the decrease in the friction values. Okay. And when the leading shoe is pushes to contact the forward moving drum, it rotates partially with the drum due to the frictional force, and this shoe movement produces by the self-wrapping action is conveyed through a floating adjuster to the trailing shoe so that the shoe is brought into contact with the drums. The force applied by the expander is supplemented by the self-energizing action of the both shoes. So adjustment. Automatic adjuster is also provided in the braking cylinders, hydraulic cylinders, and brake wears, that is clearance. You have to maintain a proper clearance which increases in between the lining and the drums, and a typical drum brake adjust has thread shaft that attached to the integral part of the drum brake. Dual servo self adjuster operates when brakes are applied during a stop when backing you, and brake fade, that is the result with the excessive braking heat. It is mainly due to the excessive heat generation in the brake shoes. And another is the drum brakes. Drum brakes do not dissipated heat as well as the disc brakes. So increase heat causes the drum to expand and more effort required to stop the car. Okay, so heat is a main problem of the drum brake, and that's why we are using the disc brake to dissipate more amount of heat through the braking system or the brakes, drum brakes. So this is my today's topic. Thank you.